What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. So I'm scrolling through, just scrolling through the Instagram. Yeah, and I saw it there, man. Kenny KO, my man Kenny KO, who you guys know I like. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Kenny KO. We get along great. Whether you like him or not, don't care. I like him. Anyway, so I'm scrolling through and I see Kenny KO posted that TMZ did a whole piece. Now, Kenny made TMZ, and that's cool. Because TMZ is like, it's TMZ, man. It's the new age National Enquirer, man. It's like the National Enquirer for the internet age. It's like the millennial, like my mom used to subscribe to Enquirer and the Star. Every week we get that piece of junk. And then I ended up working for American media, you know, for a couple years after they got Weeder. So I actually sold advertising in the National Enquirer and the Star, right? And now TMZ is basically a millennials version of the National Enquirer and the Star. And I think they do a much better job. And I like TMZ. I personally read them. I find them very entertaining and funny. So I saw Kenny, and the reporter was like, blah, 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 blah. Well, Jeremy Buendia is suing Kenny KO for $1 million. Okay, so I messaged Kenny KO. I'm like, holy shit, bro, $1 million. And Kenny's like, I ain't been served papers. You know, I'm like, were you served papers? There's no papers been served. It's all lip service at this point. Now, honestly, I've been sued dozens of times in my career in business, from patent litigation to libel to you name it, to class actions. I was in 2, I'm currently in 1 lawsuit. It's part of owning multiple businesses. You get sued all the time. I don't tell you guys about this because I'm not proud to get sued. And if I sue somebody, which I've done multiple times, I normally don't go on YouTube and be like, yo, bitches, I'ma sue you. No, I'm just gonna have my attorney serve your ass. That's how grown-ups do this, guys. That's how adults adult. Unfortunately, these fitness celebrities on Instagram aren't adults. They're little kids playing around pretending to be rich adults. Bottom line is they want you to think they have more money than they have. They're talking about millions of dollars and posting pictures in front of their Lambos that they leased. And also, I want to see your fucking 401k, and I want to see your IRAs, motherfucker. Like, I want to see some wealth. That ain't wealth. That's just a stupid purchase that depreciates immediately. Flossing like you got something. Come on, social media guys. Back to Buendia. I wasn't talking about him, of course. Bottom line is, if he sues Kenny KO, it will be due to the stupidest ego and or legal advice in the history of mankind. So I don't know if y'all ever been involved. I'm guessing this would be a libel suit. There's defamation, but there's also libel. I've been involved in libel cases. Here's how libel works. You have to show a tangible amount to be agreed upon by a mediator or a jury that shows that you are owed. So you can't just say libel, $10 million. You have to show a trail of how that person cost you that money. So if Jeremy's gonna sue Kenny KO for $1 million, he has to show the judge tangible, or the jury, or the mediator, because the attorneys are gonna reach a settlement based on the fact one attorney's afraid the jury's gonna vote one way. He has to show that person why he needs $1 million. Why he needs $1 million. Why Kenny cost him $1 million. So if you've ever been in a mediation, you have 2 rooms. So you have, let's say, my office right here, and the other, let's say we have it upstairs in my master bedroom, right? Okay, so you have the attorneys and your attorney and you sitting there. Then you have a mediator who's just a dude or a girl, usually a person who used to be a judge, just makes some extra quan on the side. Basically someone to go back and forth and mediate and negotiate side to side. And he may play devil's advocate to both sides. So he goes in room 1 with, let's say, the plaintiff. He goes, hey, here's what this and this and this, here's what they're gonna do. He goes to the other guy, say, hey, this guy's got this on you, what do you have? And he scares both sides to the point where they reach an agreement. An agreeable amount. And this process can literally go on for 10 to 12 hours per day for multiple days. I had one that went for 2 straight days for, I think it was 8 hours a day with a lunch. And Basically, we didn't even see each other. We were in separate rooms, and the guy, you didn't know when he was bluffing. You didn't know when he was trying to get you to say something you didn't say. That in mediation, everything's admissible. So they'll bring up shit about your childhood, everything you have done that they can find. The other attorneys, if they're good, and by golly, the other attorneys in my case were really fucking good. Dude, they brought up shit that I forgot about. Hey, in high school, do you remember mooning your principal? I'm like, that kind of stuff, right? Just they try to break down your character because that's what they'll do in court. So here's why it would be stupid, right? This is all allegations based on public statements made by people. I have no idea if they're true. So when you go into court and things are allowed into evidence, they're admissible. That court case is public record. Everything said in that court becomes public record. Everything admissible as evidence, even when it's simply establishing a person's character, okay, is admissible. So if in fact the story is true about Jeremy ratting out people, drug dealers in Northern California, including his weed dealer, which is what somebody said in one of Kenny's videos. I watch Kenny's videos. Yes, I do. So let's say he rolled on all those people. That gets brought out. Those people might even be called in because I'm guessing they got incarcerated, right? So they're going to be brought up. Their stories become public record, okay? After that, all the women, at least one, we've seen one, who are accusing Jeremy of wrongdoing, well, they're going to be brought in too. And their testimony goes on record. That record then becomes public record. It's not going to be sealed. Available for TMZ and everybody there. And then the hard part, that's the easy stuff. You have to convince a judge and or jury that you deserve $1 million for this libel or defamation. That'd be a silly mistake. So, where am I going with this? Why am I doing this video? Well, because I think you guys are getting misled by social media. These guys aren't that fucking rich. They ain't throwing around lawsuits. You know, people who are in lawsuits, unless you're someone who sues people a lot, and it's what you do and you love doing it, and there are, you know, people who make their money protecting their IP. And I respect them because they're protecting their intellectual property. You know, every time I'm involved in something like that, all right, you know, my bad. I didn't know I was violating that. Let's settle. 99% of the time. I understand that. Those people are like, you know what? I'm going to sue this guy to protect my IP. They put it out there. They're going to sue that person. But that's not to tell people, oh, I'm going to get $1 million, how rich they are. It's to scare other people off from using their IP, their intellectual property, so they don't have to sue them again because lawsuits cost money. Now, let me put it this way too. Let's say you don't win. Let's say, Jeremy, now lawyers, $200 to $500 an hour, including court fees, documents, etc., to sue Kenny for $1 million will cost Jeremy upwards of $50,000 to $100,000, depending on how long this takes. So basically, it becomes a battle of wits. Who's willing to spend the most money to sue each other? And whoever wins is the one with the deeper pockets. I think that's just stupid. I say just go on your merry way, prevent your evidence, and call it a day. But the fact that everybody's thrown around, TMZ has thrown up fake news saying that he's being sued, there have been no papers filed. And if there are papers filed, you know, it's kind of funny because all it's going to do is hurt both of them financially. And there will be no winner in this situation. Also, if let's say Jeremy loses, Kenny can countersue to get his money back that he spent defending himself. Again, it's a never-ending vicious cycle that I'm involved in on a daily basis. You know, here's the problem. I'm afraid that social media has become with lawsuits as it used to be with fucking Lambos. You know, now we're threatening laws. Oh, I got some. I'm going to get my attorney. Everybody had my attorney. I'm like, I don't want an attorney. I don't want an attorney. Attorneys are expensive, and it means you're fucking stressed. I'll be real. I spent about 40 hours last month on litigation. 40 fucking hours That's a normal work week of work. Last month, I was in my hotel room at my daughter's soccer camp working on this shit. Don't joke around about lawsuits unless you're serious and know what you're getting into. I'll tell you what, mediation and going through a court case, whether you're a plaintiff or a defendant, is the worst goddamn thing you could possibly do. It's fucking horrible. The only people who win are the attorneys. Unless, of course, you're in like a car accident, you get a huge settlement, malpractice, whatever, right? But in this case, man, that'd be a stupid lawsuit. Because Kenny would get a good attorney, I'm hoping, and he'd be able to just, boom, go after him and actually throw a countersuit in the defense. I mean, dude, I've seen it all, bro. But this is bullshit internet stuff, man. You're not Brad Pitt. And also, you'd have to go up against more than Kenny. Like, where are you going to draw the line? Like, where are you going to draw the line? Are you going to sue the girl who's accusing you? Are you going to sue your old business partner? I know you're already being sued by one of your business partners, allegedly. I heard, maybe. I don't even know the guy's name, but I heard that was out there. Bro, don't be throwing around lawsuit threats unless you're going to follow them up. And make sure you have a good lawsuit and make sure you know how the system works, man. This ain't a Lambo. You can't just go BK and turn it into the dealership. Once you get involved in this, you're dropping dimes. Like, and there's nothing to show. You can't take a picture in front of the courtroom steps. And I doubt this shit. You got to show that you made $1 million. I'm doubting that a lot of these, now Logan Paul, those guys, now he's a huge fitness celebrity, but dude, the Olympia earnings and those sponsorships, that's not $1 million. Y'all acting too rich. Just be real. Be like me. Upper middle class, hardworking American. That's what I love being. Have a family, a house, a 401k, some IRAs, some investments. I'm having a great life. My kids play for the top soccer academies and I can afford to put them there. But you don't see me flossing, right? You don't need that, guys. Your personality should be enough. You're selling false hopes and dreams. And don't use law as a way to floss. It's not cool. Suing people is not cool. But if he does sue it, I'm going to watch because this will be a friggin' train wreck. Because that shit becomes public. And who knows what's going to be said. Anyway, guys, that's about 15 minutes for the day. I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, lawsuits. They're not a game.
Protein bars is self-explanatory. Protein.
I want to make sure that the protein that I'm putting in my body is really natural.
I really want to find protein bars that have whey protein isolate.
But whey protein isolate, that's ideal.
It's a solid protein. It makes me feel good.
This is the Outright bar.
Outright bar.
Sounds delicious.
Pretty excited about this.
Whey protein isolate?
That's the best kind.
Okay. This is good. This is a protein bar for real?
This is great.
I'm gonna get sustained energy and it has enough protein to help sustain my muscles. You couldn't ask for anything more.